we are all in our PNG dress, PNG shirt. Unfortunately, some of you PNG people, come on, wake up. Where is your attire? Where is the PNG attire? Anyway, good afternoon, good evening, good morning from Papua New Guinea. Welcome to PNG, the land of the unexpected. When you come to PNG, you must always put an expectation because something new is always coming up in this land. It is a great land and we are blessed today. And I'm sure wherever you are coming from too, it's a great country and I welcome you to PNG. Welcome to PNG from America, New Zealand, Australia is in the house. We have our friends from Germany is in the house. We have people from, where else? France is in the house. Bonjour, bonjour, Thierry. And we have our friends from Africa as well. So welcome, welcome. This afternoon, as usual, I just want to welcome everyone, especially our godfather, Mr. Mati Digamo. We love you, honor you. You're the man, you're the bomb. So welcome in the house. And to all our faithful brothers and sisters from the founder family internationally, welcome this afternoon. Thank you once again to our powerful CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, always believing in the founders and always continue to empowering us and keeping us on foot. So our appreciation and honor and thanks as well to Mr. Ash Mufara, his family and the company as well. This afternoon, we have a very powerful guest speaker, none other than Dr. Bill Williams is in the house. Sir, you're welcome. Most welcome to Papua New Guinea this afternoon. We love you, appreciate you, always honor you. Thank you for always inspiring us, empowering us, putting us on the edge, putting us in a place where our minds kept getting bigger, our perception are getting clearer, and we can see our destiny clearly. So we are so grateful to have you. Dr. Bill Williams is in the house, so welcome, welcome. And welcome, Olga Papua New Guinea. Olga One Talk, you harim lo Mosby City yet, you harim lo Rabal, you harim lo Wiweka. Freddy Benguma, you stop. Online blomilo medeng, online blomilong. Hawaiian Street, Brata Street ya. Joe Rambari, Trupla leader, thank you, welcome. Big Plaman Senior yet, Sunny, Daniel Sunny is in the house. Thank you, Veronica. All mothers, all powerful one to myself. Also, OnPassive Nation PNG, Mama Jocelyn, Mama Emelina, all got a powerhouse here, please. Now, thank you, all got a sisters below me. All powerful line here, Runana. All narapla now you will come on board. Now you will contribute inside the Telegram group. You me appreciate him. You appreciate him. You stop now. PNG stop now. OnPassive you go yet. Now walk back go yet. Thank you. Love him. You plan. Not forgetting my pops and my dad, Mr. David Bakawi and his powerful and wonderful wife, Mrs. Susan Bakawi. Always love you, honor you, and he is our country leader. He's also part of the Leadership Global Council member, and we honor you, Daddy. And I will give it straight to you, and you take it over from there. Love you. Pops, you can take it over from there now. Unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that I was muted. Thank you, Nancy, my daughter, powerhouse. Always firing up the Papua New Guineans and whoever is joining us here. Always PNG is on fire when Nancy is on fire.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, I was out of the city for the last 3 days and no communication, no contact where I was. So that's why we didn't have this Tuna story last night. But we will work something out for our independence on Thursday. Thursday, we will have something special for Papua New Guinea, and we'll have a special webinar on Thursday. So we will send out a message for everyone to join us. You will see everyone in their traditional costumes in different cultures. So we will come in that way. And anyway, Thank you, everyone. I thank all our LC leaders, Leadership Council members. Dr. Bill Williams is in the house. We have Chris Johnson, my brother, big brother, Marty Digamo, and we have Angie Han. Yes, thank you, Angie, for joining us. And who else is in the house? I can't see here, but welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to our Papua New Guinea webinar. And as Nancy has said, this is the land of the unexpected. Expect the unexpected, as they say, when you come into PNG. Anything can happen. So we do it on a tourism promotion mantra. So expect the unexpected. That's the mantra. So anyway,
Robin is here, Debbie.
Oh, Robin, yes, my sister,
Robin is
yes.
here.
Welcome, Robin, one of our Leadership Council members. Yes, thank you, Robin, for joining us. And thank you for everyone. We have Daniel Sunny. Daniel Sunny will explain or introduce the group that is with him currently. We will go through the presentation first with Dr. Bill Williams, and after that, we can take questions and discuss the OBLESS platform in this afternoon's webinar, this evening's webinar. Thank you, everyone. I will pass it on to Dr. Bill Williams. Thank you, Dr. Bill, for accepting our invitation to join us on our webinar. We know that you haven't slept yet, so we're so grateful. Thank you for your dedication. You always inspire us with your messages going out, and Papua New Guinea, we follow you also. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, David. That was an amazing launch by Nancy. I've never heard anybody that could fire the group up as good as Nancy. So great job. I feel like I'm part of the tribe already. So David, I've always wanted to talk to Papua New Guinea, never had the opportunity. So thank y'all for extending the invitation. It really means a lot to me. I'm honored to talk to you guys and to have all of the other folks from around the world join us at the same time. So I think a lot of the reasons that Ash locked on to me early was because of my missions background. And so I talk about OBLESS because it is basically a missions connected tool. And a lot of people might not have participated in missions as much as I have, but there are a lot of ways to do missions that we'll talk about tonight. You don't just have to go to a foreign country and do a mission. You can do them in your own backyard. So we'll talk about that tonight. How can we support each other in the backyard, not just across the ocean? And I think it's Ash's heart to give back. I think if there's any one program that he's going to be most proud of when the whole thing's said and done, it'll be what OBLESS has done for people. And whether it's strictly through the platform or whether it's done outside the platform, the concept and the heart of OnPassive kind of matches what Ash just told us, that he really wants to give back, and he wants to feed the hungry. He wants to clothe the naked. He wants to do the things that we have been charged to do. So let's get started with a little PowerPoint that I have used in the past. Let me first get the share screen going. Alrighty, how does that look? Can you see that well enough? And
Yes.
I'm glad to be here with David and Papua New Guinea, as I said, to discuss primarily the OBLESS tool and platform and what missions means to me and what it can mean to you. The land of the unexpected. You know, I'm totally unexpecting that I would be on a webinar at midnight to Papua New Guinea. So you got me right there. Now, I do expect to go to Papua New Guinea one day. You know why? Because it's places near places I've already been. I spent some time in Indonesia, in Bali, in Jakarta, and Yogyakarta. I spent some time in Australia, in Brisbane, and Sydney, and even up on the Great Barrier Reef, getting close to Papua New Guinea, diving, scuba diving. So I've been close, but I didn't quite make it there. So soon that should be changed, and I'll have to visit all the people that are on this platform today. The spotlight tonight is going to be on Oh Bless, one of the primary and actually the first platform that was shown by Ash to the world. Oh Bless. And you know, the purpose of Oh Bless is to connect with people worldwide to support a need by raising funds easily and quickly. And I think we'll find out what easily means and quickly means, which is going to be revolutionary to the people who need this money. Support a charity or other project that needs funding, and it's not just charities. It will be multi-currency features that help you in collecting funds from different countries. They can be transferred into any different currency automatically as they enter the O wallet. And they come out in your currency of your own country. So it's quite a nice feature that Ash has built into our O wallet that we'll be using in Oh Bless. A unified crowdfunding platform that connects causes with people. How many causes are there? Probably 1 million causes, 2 million. There's more causes out there than we can even imagine. Our mission is to create impactful philanthropy across the global audience. Search features will make it easier for us to actually profile and figure out a time horizon, the size and the country and the industry and other criteria at the touch of a button. With the AI features, we can identify what type of project we'd like to support, or we can identify an audience that we want to attract if we're the one who's putting on the project. And finally, we want to relate causes in our communities. We want to have access to the features that are in Oh Bless, which includes an administrative dashboard for reports. We want to keep tabs on what's going on. We want to be able to report to the people who are donating. We want to create profile pages for causes and for backers. That means we want to be able to describe the project in detail so that we get eyes on the project, and then we get decisions made to support the project. We upload engaging motivational videos, content, stories, blog posts about the project. And as the project goes along, we keep a running storyline so that people keep up on the project and keep connected to it so they know that what money they put in is being spent well. And we want to create campaign pages so we can motivate people to donate to the projects. It's the heart of OnPassive, and I call it sowing seeds on fertile ground. That means if you have a group like the founder group of OnPassive, and the heart of OnPassive is such, that's very fertile ground. And Ash has kind of sowed the seeds of, if you want to be an OnPassive, then you probably want to be someone who donates to others on a regular basis. And so he made it so easy that it's going to take away the thinking process for us to give back. And, you know, one of the things that we believe in is giving back to make the community proud. We want to not just please ourselves, but we want to please the community. But ultimately, you know, we want to give back to please God. If you have a spiritual basis in your life and you believe that there's a supreme maker and that he wants you to do good, well, this is exactly where the heart of OnPassive is, that we want to give back to please our God, as well as to please our own self-interest and our community. This quote says that pure and genuine religion in the sight of God, the Father, means caring for orphans and widows in their distress and refusing to let the world corrupt you. James 1:27. So how perfect is it that Ash's, one of his biggest quotes ever is, "We are the correction of the corruption." And so that means that we try to take care of that which is corrupted, which is the state of the orphans and the widows of the world. So you could say on the plus side, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Proverbs 19:17. Or if you look at the negative side, whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered. Proverbs 21:13. So, the scriptures talk about what happens if you do well and what happens if you don't do well. And so, oh, bless is meant to be a vehicle to do well. So when I have a vision statement from OnPassive, and it goes like this: OnPassive is an artificial intelligence company to build fully autonomous products using artificial intelligence for our customers and the world. In my dental practice, I had a vision statement that said this, part of it: to offer love, hope, and light to seekers in all nations through mutual support, play it forward experiences, and bless those in need. So what we were doing fits exactly with what Ash wants, what most founders want, and that's to play it forward and bless those in need. And so if you combine heart and technology, what you get is OnPassive, the people of OnPassive. For example, we got the bug to start doing missions. I did one in Haiti when I first was in dental school. And I'll tell you what, I graduated from dental school the year Papua New Guinea was founded as a country, 46 years ago. That was when I graduated from dental school. So I'm celebrating an anniversary with you guys, I guess, that many years, 46 years being in dentistry. So first of all, the missions I ever went to was Haiti. And then later on, Kenya, 10 times to Kenya and Tanzania, Australia, Puerto Rico, Haiti, again, Honduras twice, Alaska. And the last one I went on was Vietnam. And it was back in your neighborhood, actually, wasn't it? Close to Papua New Guinea. And so I had a good time visiting all the places. And not only do we do things in foreign countries, but we do things locally. And there's a lot of ways we could look at donations and giving back and playing it forward. So this is probably one of the areas we want to talk about when we do the discussion at the end. But you can think about donated services. You can support the poor. You can support widows and orphans, which is biblical. You can support the arts. You can support education. You can support good causes that you know of. Like I was a Boy Scout, went from 8 years old to 18 years old in scouting and became an Eagle Scout and enjoyed that whole process. And that's a good cause to grow up young men and young ladies to be strong individuals. It teaches responsibility, and a lot of good things can happen. If you're in a sports club, it can do the same thing. It can teach you leadership skills, following the rules, hard work, dedication. So you can support the community activities that keep children on the straight path. When they have a good coach in an athletic competition, that's a real service to the community instead of letting them just hang out and get in trouble, as you know. So, and then there's clubs that can give leadership skills and administrative skills to kids as they grow up. You could actually do charitable events. You could have them in your local area. What happens when you have a charitable event? Well, it brings people together with a common cause. You may get people together in a group that are not related to each other, but when they come together and work on a project together, and OnPassive is a good example of that. We don't know each other. For the most part, we're from all over the world. We're strangers coming together for a common cause. And that right now is a real strong bond that we're developing. It gives people a reason to focus on something outside themselves instead of turning and focusing on their own problems. People do better when they focus outside, not inside. It can be a time for celebration when you achieve a goal, a stepping stone along the way, a milestone. It's excellent for public relations for certain companies. If they support charities, for instance, they get PR, they get good vibes in the community. So it's good to have corporate sponsorships. And it also provides social proof that you care about other people. And for instance, as a dentist, I always found that people wanted to come to my office because they knew we were involved in missions. And they always felt good about going to the person who's a giver, a person who plays it forward. And that's a positive thing for any business. So we want to step forward for a good cause, step out and share the wealth, basically. Anything that we get that's beyond what we need to dedicate part of it to giving back to those who do need it. And we want to create thoughtful and effective campaigns for those causes that matter. You know, it doesn't happen by accident. You actually have to plan the event, and you have to have organizers, and you have to have people dedicated to getting a result. And we'll have a lot of the things in Blessed that are built to create success in a charitable event, or, you know, this is just the beginning right now, but as this thing develops, it'll become a project management tool. It'll not be just a fundraising tool, but I think it's going to grow beyond what it is right now. And there'll be some modules added to it for like how to put on an event, how to do a mission, how to do this. So the thing you start with is a campaign page. You know, what are we going to do to market our event, our mission trip? Take, for instance, if you got a group of high school kids that want to do a senior trip and they want to do something that's service oriented, well, you could make a campaign page, put the itinerary on it, talk about what they plan to do, and solicit funds to get the travel needs met, or maybe the building construction costs met, or maybe the medical supplies cost met. And those are the things that you put on the campaign page to let people know what you're up to. You upload your motivating videos, previous year's trips to the same place. Like we went to this one place in Kenya 10 years in a row. And so we always put up our videos, and those became they were interesting to other people in that they wanted to see what we were doing. And every time we came back, we'd come back and do a slideshow or a video show of the trip. And so you could put those up online and have, you know, like documentaries, create profile pages of the backers and the people that are running these. You know, people don't want to donate to an unknown. They want to know who's behind it, who's the leader, what's their experience, what's their trustworthy level. And so we can put all that on there, and we can just continue with our development. But let's talk about local. What can you do locally? I did one thing where the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry took in domestic violence victims that had been beat and they had lost teeth. They had to have criteria of, you know, a dental need that was severe related to the disaster. And So this is a case where we took a lady that had suffered domestic violence and we made over her mouth so that she could eat again, smile again, and actually get a job. And with that was a one-time deal, but they had solicited dentists from all over the United States and Canada for that particular project. And so every year there might have been 150 different women or even men could suffer domestic abuse because, you know, some of these women are pretty tough too, you know. And so we all examined the ladies and men, and we said which ones need help, and we divided them up among the dentists who agreed to help. And that was a good project that was funded by the laboratories would donate their services and the dentists would donate their services, and nobody was paid. And, you know, everybody had skin in the game, and the patient didn't have to pay any money at all. So those are the types of things that we could do. And I was thinking that, oh, bless may be a way to encourage more of those kind of things, is to take people in need and match them up with a dentist who's got a heart. And then maybe the dentist could do more cases if he had a break-even thing instead of something that was totally out of pocket. So I'm thinking, you know, there's a lot of ways to look at giving back. One of the things that we did was start a program called Deserving Diva Makeover, where we would have a contest that would involve the community. And the community would decide who's going to get the makeover. We would ask for nominations. They would tell their story and people would vote on the top 20. And then out of the top 20, I would interview them, examine them, and pick out 2 or 3. And I would then work on the 2 or 3 at the top that I thought, you know, were the best candidates. And so you can involve the community, you can get on the radio and make announcements and talk about it and get people to send their nominations in. This one lady got 12 nominations from her school kids because they didn't like her teeth. And so you can see we did a simulation of what her teeth would look like if we fixed her. And so she got white teeth after having dull, gray, and yellow teeth. And so that was just, you know, the students really did like that. And I think the patient did too. As the people go through their project, whatever your project is, you can have them do blogs and updates. And so that could go on the Oh Bless page. We had newspaper articles written, and they were featured. And so the office, the companies can get PR, and everybody in the community can kind of rally around this. We didn't just do the work and it didn't get talked about. We did the work and then had a display of the results in front of, like, the United Way kickoff at somebody's gala. Like, this was a private gala that we had for a dental group. And so as part of the entertainment, we would bring and have a red carpet event where we presented the divas with their clothes, their hair, their makeup, and their teeth were all done free of charge. And so we had a big event. It's kind of like a charity ball. And they were the ones who were presented as the winners. And you could do that, you know. Another thing we did in our office was have free dentistry day. So one day a year, we would just let anybody come that wanted to, and we would do whatever they needed for free that day. And we would try to see as many people as possible, not 1 or 2, but maybe 200, 300 people in one day. And we would try to go through and do more good works for the folks that came in. As we were doing our Kenya missions, we would have fundraisers, and we had a fun run where we would actually run for 5 kilometers. And I couldn't run 5 kilometers, but I could walk it. And these these people would donate, and then we would go over to Africa and drill wells and make water projects and build cisterns. So that's one of the things I envision that we do is all around the world, there's severe needs for water. There's severe needs for livestock to be treated with vaccines to prevent different diseases that kill the livestock. So, you know, you just go on and on with the needs. There's just many of them. One of the things I did most of the time was go to Kenya. I would go 2 weeks a year. And it was really in 1999, my brother went over there and he was doing some evangelism. He's a pastor in the Methodist church. And so he went over there, and his wife is a nurse. So they were doing some nursing, but not too much because they didn't have too many facilities. But they were in this one clinic, and this girl fell in the fire and was burned pretty badly, a little girl about six years old. And she was not going to live unless she got to hospital. So my brother took her to the hospital. And while they were there, they got to talking. And the hospital from that village was about 3 hours away by car. And it was 2 days walk by walk. And the girl could never get there without the help of somebody driving her. And they didn't have too many cars and roads in that area. So it was difficult, and she wouldn't have made it. But because my brother was there and his wife, the nurse, they saved her, and she became the namesake of our clinic. We ended up building a clinic there. And then we started going back. We first took 7 people, and then we took 30. And then we came back again another year, had 26. And interesting thing happened. 2 of the people on the trip got engaged while they were on the medical mission. And then we went back and we took a native Kenyan with us who had immigrated to the United States, but she wanted to give back to her country. So she went back as a dental hygienist and helped us. Another year, we went to Kuki Gallman's up in the north of Kenya. And she's the one who came from Italy, and they started this ranch, a conservatory ranch, and turned it into an animal conservatory. And they actually wrote a book and did a movie about I Dreamed of Africa. You've heard of that one probably. We worked in prison ministries in Marijo. We worked in conferences where 2 tribes had been after each other and harmed each other after an election in Kenya that didn't go well. And so we went and did a healing conference, you know, not just medical and dental, but, you know, spiritual healing conference. So the last time we were in Kenya was when my son took 15 high school graduates on a water development project, and then they had some fun. So all along the way, we've done some work on places in Australia, and recently we went to, like I said, in Vietnam. But Obunkenu is kind of this area of Kenya, and it's in the green foothills, you know, near Masai Mara, which is rolling grasslands. But we're up in the little mountainous area, rolling hills, and we built this clinic, and that's Mercy Clinic now. We named it after the little girl, and that's my wife, Sheila. And when we go, the people come, and they line up, and there's about 200 people in the line every day, and we have to go through and finish that line before we can go to sleep. And so, you know, it's about a full day's work. This is my first patient I saw in Kenya. When I went to Marijo, the land of the Maasai, down near the border of Tanzania. In 2001, the first person I looked at was this lady with a tumor. And we arranged to get her treated because I realized I didn't have the facilities with no running water, no electricity, and I didn't have the drills, and, you know, it's too big a surgery to do it by myself. So I took a collection up among the people that were on the mission trip. And we learned that we go to a mission, we can't do everything. And so we take extra money and we pool it and we see the worst 2 or 3 things that we find, and we then send those people to the hospital to get treated by the medical team at the hospital. And that might be in Nairobi, or it might be in one of the bigger towns around where we're doing our missions. And so they cut that tumor out of that lady and gave her a new lease on life. You know, she was not going to do well with that tumor growing and growing. So they cut it out, and we were able to save her for a lot longer. It's the typical looking picture of our work in Kenya, where we're doing extractions mostly, some fillings, cleaning teeth, but mostly extractions. And we're trying to see as many people as possible. So I'll numb 10 of them up, and they'll be getting numb, and then I'll pull 10 teeth, and then I'll numb 10 more. And we just go through this cycle all day long and serve the people. And we don't have inside chairs, and we don't have roofs over our head for the most part, but we're working outdoors a lot of times with our makeshift clinic. And it really does you a lot of good to go out and serve people. And we go to other countries like Honduras, Central America, and Vietnam. One of my favorite pictures was this one right here, where the little girl gave me a smack on the cheek after I worked on her mother. Her mother had a tooth problem, and when I fixed her mother, the little girl was happy. So that was just a couple of years ago. So, you know, one of the things we want to do with Oh Bless is to create recurring donations. And Ash kind of says, well, you know, you'll have more than enough to live on. So we need a vehicle to be able to give back on a simple basis. And the way this thing, Oh Bless, works, and the way Oh Wallet works, you can dedicate with your income a percentage to go automatically into your Oh Bless fund. So you can just set a 5%, 10%, 20%. You could set a number, and it'll just flow into the right bucket. And so you don't even have to be worried about whether you do it or not. It'll be automatic if you want to. So that's kind of a nice way to look at the way money's going to come into OnPassive. And our funding mechanism can be so automated that it's not painful. You know, a lot of times it's painful to pull out a checkbook and write a check after you've already paid the taxes on it, and after you've already, you know, looked at all the things you'd like to spend it on. But with Ash's system, I think it's going to be a lot easier. So we can all unite for a good cause, come together, and each of us put in some money, and a cause can get funded quickly and easily. And so from the website, you know, there's so much good information we can take from it to get that head start on a better future for someone else that needs it. And it says that Oh Bless aims to connect the people seeking financial assistance to people who are capable and willing to give a helping hand. And that's us. We're capable and we're willing, and we need to find the people that need it. The platform comes with 2 distinct ways to access it: as the benefactor or as the campaigner. And so both can access the program, both can support all the things they need right on the platform. As a campaigner, that means that the Oh Bless allows users to run campaigns to build awareness towards a cause that gets funded by interested people. A user can be running campaigns to get financial assistance for the social cause, get direct help towards their own business, or startup funding. So this was an eye-opener for a lot of people, but Ash wants to support startup funding for things that are beneficial to humanity, things that are like tech projects, not just serving the poor and the needy. So this could be personal upliftment, which fits right in with education on Academy. I think that's really a brilliant move, is to look at charitable giving and funding and paying it forward, not just in the sense of missions, but also in the funding of new startups. As a benefactor or contributor, you can access OBLESS to discover the various causes or campaigns out there that stir your compassion, and you can pledge amounts without any return or hope for return. You know, you're basically giving it away with the idea that you want to support someone who's got a brilliant idea. OBLESS offers the platform to various NGOs, individual campaigners to get the visibility they deserve and get a much needed assistance. To people who want to make a difference in the world, OBLESS offers you the gateway to start your crusade. More people would do things for others if they had a vehicle. If it was ready-made, plug and play, they would do more. And that's part of the process here. Is this is a real plug and play system. And I don't know enough about it to go beyond that because it hasn't been released. But I do know that the more seeds we sow on the fertile ground of OnPassive, then the better it's going to be for all of us. We're all going to enjoy the fruits of the labor. So that's the program. And I'm going to come back to stop sharing now. Stop share. There we go. We're back to the real world. Well, thank you for listening to that program. And we'll open it up now to start talking about whatever that drug out of your brain and whatever thought patterns you started developing. If you had not seen that program before, you know, you would definitely be impacted by thoughts you never had before about what could you do if you had the money? What could you do? See, a lot of the things about what I did in dentistry, I gave people a makeover that they could never afford. And so if you open the door to people to something they could never do, that's the best feeling in the world. You know, I like giving people smiles, but I like giving people who can't afford smiles better. And that's kind of the way Ash wants us to be, is let's do things that people can't even imagine that they could do because somebody's going to donate to them. So what ideas do you have? Let's start with David and do a round robin of what are some of the projects or what are some of the features in OBLESS that you've got your eyes on?
Thank you so much, Dr. Bill. That's a very wonderful, excellent presentation. You know, it is this platform that attracted me when I first joined OnPassive, because when I looked at our situation in Papua New Guinea, we had a lot of needs that needed funding, and our politicians, our local or national members couldn't fund it because there's not enough funds going around to be able to meet all those needs. So when I joined OnPassive in 2019, I was looking through all the portfolio of products, and I came across this crowdfunding. At that time, it was not yet named as OBLESS. So I saw that portfolio crowdfunding, and it got my attention because of the way it was being structured to help our founders to be able to help in their communities. And so I said, this is an excellent platform or vehicle that will be able to help each one of us to be able to help our communities, our own communities. So it got me stuck into that. And that's how I started sharing the business here. You know, I went in personally for my own personal reasons to sustain myself and my family, looking for an income opportunity. But OnPassive has basically given me more. And I saw in OnPassive that even though I can be able to earn income, but there is a avenue for me to be able to help the communities that I am, involved with, or the associations that I'm involved with. And that is the one that really got me involved. And looking at Ash Mufara, our CEO's vision and his heart, and it kind of resonated there. We got connected. So I brought the business into Papua New Guinea, and when I shared it, and my leaders that came on and they saw the business and they got stuck into it because of the avenue open for them to be able to share and do things that none of them can be able to do before, but now they can because they know that they have the ability and the capacity to do it. OBLESS will actually enable us to do that. And that's why we had various groups, our teams in Ley, like Fred Lavaki and the Omorobe group. They identified a cause with a cancer unit that hasn't been funded for donkey years, and the equipment has basically expired, or 20. So all the cancer patients that were needed treatment couldn't be treated because that facility is no longer usable. So they went ahead and they got the costings, and we have put that together, and it is going to Ash. So all these things are, I don't know when it probably comes out, we will have a PNG OBLESS section there for all the projects in Papua New Guinea to be included there. So we came up with a couple of projects, and that's been submitted. So we'll wait and see what's going to come out from that platform. So we have seen that OnPassive through OBLESS can be able to bring the services, things like schools, things like aid posts. You shared about this mother that needs to take a child to that clinic 3 hours away. We had people dying on the way trying to reach the nearest clinic. We had a lady recently in one of the far outback areas. They had to travel 3 days into the road where they can get, she's a school teacher and she was pregnant. She couldn't get into the hospital in time and she died on the way. Those are the kind of situations that we face here. And we know that OBLESS will be able to now empower us and give us that opportunity to help. So that is the helping hand that we now see in OBLESS. And we appreciate our CEO very much for having the heart. And I know Papua New Guinea is going to be really, really impacted through this platform of OBLESS. So that's where I'm sharing it. I know my founders here, my leaders here, they'll be able to share their heart and their experiences, their communication and interaction with their different communities and settings where they are. And they have seen the struggles of our people. And I believe, that's why we also always say OnPassive is a gift to us. For Papua New Guinea, it's a gift to us. Yes, it will give us income to sustain ourselves, but on the bigger picture, we can now be able to impact our own families and communities, and that will give us a rippling effect. It will ripple and go out, spread out further. So I have Nancy. You can go ahead and share, and also Daniel has a group of mothers there. Before Nancy speak, Daniel, could you be able to come on and share your story and tell us who are these people there, these guests who are sitting there, and just give us what the program is where you are sharing with them. Thank you.
Thank you, David. If you can see at my background, there is a women group or an association. But before I speak further, we'd like to thank Engineer Michael Ojong Tambia. Last week I invited the 4 executives of the women group to attend a webinar. So while they were attending the webinar, Michael was there and he saw the heart. He blessed them with an OnPassive founder account. So without, the name of the association is called Lady Grace Women's Association. So I introduced to the executives only. Now today at the background, you can see here, they are the members of that association. I want them to understand what OnPassive is all about and why the executive came and they were blessed with the platform. And thank you very much, Engineer Michael Ojong Tambia. You have blessed the mothers and you have opened their eyes. The reason why they're forming this association is that they are the struggling mothers. They have to provide for the families. They have to find means and ways to pay school fees for the children. And they are working hard mothers. So they're finding means and ways to provide for the family. So when they know about this OnPassive, they were very blessed. And today, they're here with me today, around 20 of them, members of this association. And Lady Grace Women Association is actually now a registered founder of OnPassive. And I'm glad to have my mothers here with me this afternoon. Can I give an opportunity to the president? The president, her name is Mrs. Mary Angat, and I want her to speak, to express herself as well. So if I can call Mary.
Go ahead, Daniel.
David, abinun turu layo.
Abinun.
Thank
Good abinun through layo. Thank you layo na all members layo come present.
Thank you. All mama listen staff. Me like to big thank you layo, David. And also I wanna say thank you to Daniel. Daniel milatok blongen na family blongen molikam now ya olikam la afternoon lo opening all accounts blong all mama. Yes, tok blongen emi through we've been struggling. We play struggle lo all mama only struggle lo go through lo this la group lo me play it. We work so hard to register ourselves through IPA and also to get the teen certificate. Me like to thank you through Mike. Yes, Michael usatem putting me play go inside. As I said, by go inside the world map because we would be the first through of its kind. Lol mama I go inside Logisla. Bonemia. Mia mama's true. Me like to thank you, you, na Daniel, and also a big thank you to Michael, who's at me registering me plan. Mama's true. We just want to say thank you, Isla.
Thank you, Mrs. Sangat.
Sorry to say you na staban me plan, but yes, you are there. Me play stuff in person. Daniel, but the family blogger always have them plus of play stuff.
Yes.
Then we'll have lunch na beyond Bali go back.
That's okay.
Like
Thank you. You plus sit down, you plus can harem discussion blow me pla lo. One OnPassive and one kind business. Mi plak sim kami calong Papua New Guinea na. You plak can harem na individually. You plak like register. You plak can register. Daniel can help him. You plak long register individually, so that you plak can join him this la big plak family where mi plak stop ya Papua New Guinea. Mi got close to 7,000 man Mary and mi plak join finish lo this la company OnPassive. So. Me like explaining to solo sem this Dr. Bill Williams, one leadership council member blomipla na this la presentation and make him all bless and one pla all this la product and one platform and platform belong give him na support. All narpla all product or tool and belong working money and belong generating money. But this platform obless and belong awesome give him money, help him you long, donate it along all one kind course you like support him long. So presentation you looking finish. So OnPassive one information technology company. MLM, no good you think MLM, no got MLM company, information technology company. Suppose you look in Google, you look in Microsoft, Bill Gates only Microsoft, Facebook and one platform or some social media. That's all me play inside OnPassive. Me play got 52 plus products. And me company making. Now inside launch one product. All customers come inside and all buy now you seems la product. You join us and founder and you come up with some partner inside la company na and by generating money commission by you by going along wallet by you. So Dr. Billy Tok yeah. And this la platform belong bless same time you kisi money blow you. All right, now you can go along bless now you look him okay kind of same before you give him number you sim pay blow you must give number 10 half blow you go along big man. So bless kind of same. Time you like rushing money you low wallet and by Obless platform come on top. Now you look in one project in Papua New Guinea, you not support him or worldwide, you not support him. Okay, you give him one donation go this la. Obless all creating lo this la work. So me explain lo pigeon by harem. So behind all not line with you or by story. Now you can clear more of this la business. Thank you, Nancy. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and you share your bit.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. William, for a wonderful presentation of what you're doing to the nations and how you're reaching out to the people. For myself, this is actually my passion. This is the whole reason and the idea and the motivation behind me coming into OnPassive. I myself was working with a missions organization called Youth with a Mission, and I've gone to some places, some nations, and my passion and my desire is to reach the nations. And so, just listening to you in the work that you do in Africa and in the other parts of South Africa, I think, or Central, not Africa, but South America. Or is it Central America and elsewhere that you are reaching out to help humanity? In Papua New Guinea, I used to help a lot of women that are widow and that have struggling children, going to school and all that. And I used to go out and do marketing. I was a reseller of secondhand clothing. And I get money from that to support young people that are wanting to continue on to universities and colleges, and mothers that are struggling, especially widows coming from difficult families and situations. That I help them from my second-hand market. And I was looking for an opportunity to do more of that. I am
Chris.
I am a pastor's wife, and I speak to them about the word of God. Literally be the word, man, and it dwells among people and that. So when I came in and the different talked about bless, that were looking for money, which I do need money. But if money was the whole reason behind me coming on OnPassive, I think I would have given up by now, because I'm not making any money as yet. But when I look at OnPassive and I see bless especially, which has which has and is and will be the signature mark of OnPassive to the nations. I see that I am settled. That's what I want to do in my community. I come from a province that is very, very rich in natural resources. Um, this province is big in palm oil production. It's big in timber. It's big in fisheries. And we have a lot of Asian companies coming in to do business because of the fishery and logging companies and businesses in this province, in this particular province that I came from. But the community that I live in, the hospital, not the hospital, but it's a small clinic, it's a health center. And this health center takes care of around about 60,000 people, I would say, from different localities that travel into this place I call Bubusi in West New Britain province of Papua New Guinea. It's an island province. It's we have the East New Britain province and West New Britain, and I'm from the West New Britain province. And this community that I lived in, when I actually got married to a person who lives and grew up in there. So when I went into that community, I really fall in love with the community. And when I came on OnPassive, I said, the first thing that I'm going to do with the apples and all this stuff that are coming in, I have to rebuild this hospital, this clinic. We have to raise it up. In fact, the health center has got a status from the province because of the way they've been treating patients, and so the province want to give the status of that health center to become an hospital, a referral hospital. And so what I wanted to do, like hearing from you, Dr. Bill Williams, our people need dentist work in this particular province I come from. And I think, and I believe, and I hope, and I pray that when we go global, that I would be the first person to invite you to West New Britain, because of your service is very much needed. In my community, there is no water. So when we depend on rain, we depend on the rains that come. So people have tanks, and it's a very rich community, but very, very poor housing. The hospital is really run down, and it's not what we wanted to see. Even though we have money that comes in through the palm oil production from people, from the block holders of palm oil, but yet we cannot have that kind of health services that we wanted to. And so I see that Bless will be the platform. But for my case, this is what I'm thinking. Before I touch the Bless platform, before I actually put a proposal there, I'm gonna use my own apples to feed the people first, to try to get some needed medicine. We need because our women, a lot of them died during pregnancy, delivery time, and a lot of women, they die. So I want to bring equipments and machines that can detect, I don't know, search the body before, losing the innocent, sweet little angels too early. So there's a lot of needs here. That is the reason why I'm in OnPassive, is to impact the nations. Begin with my community. So I'm gonna use my apples first and do it, and then later on I can submit maybe a proposal to get more help from you guys out there to come, so we can hold hands together and bring the kind of change that we want to see OnPassive do to humanity. And my community, I want to build houses for people in my community. because we used to be pastors. We are no longer there in that province. We've moved to the capital city. We are where now Mr. Bakau is and Veronica is in Port Moresby. That's the capital of Papua New Guinea. We are here now pastoring a church, but our heart is there with the people, and we want to bring that healthcare facilities and needs back to our people. Because if we can elevate poverty first up here in their mind, if we can remove that kind of poverty mentality and literally bring in the needs that the people have and want and need, then I see that we have fulfilled the mission and the purpose of what OnPassive is all about. And I want to thank you this afternoon for talking about your experience and what you've done in the nations. Let me address the women with Mr. Daniel Tani. And I'm gonna speak in our language in Pidgin. All mama. Now, thank you lo Harry. Thank you lo you get to come up. Nah, thank you lo you talk. Thank you long. Brata blame you jong tambia. And me help him you plan a kiss him you come inside. Harim, it's like platform now where Dr. Bill Williams semi talk. Dr. Bill Williams. Emi one pla blood is top 100 doctors inside America. So emi no one pla lik doctor lo site kona emi kam talk lo you mean now we no gan. And one pla big pla man inside lo field blong em. Now time emi come inside, em kisimol narabla doctor friend to blong emi come inside. So you can get this la Bill, you look at Dr. Williams, Bill Williams. Emi man where emi like reach out na emi got bello senisimal nations, senisimal people, senisimal countries. So all mama now you look at this la platform now em talk lo oh bless ya. Emi one platform where Emi come lo make him life blow you na struggle blow you lo make him something come up and make him easy through. And make him easy through now. So time you come a founder now, you got this privilege. I mean opportunity. To be a founder is not an opportunity, it is a privilege. It is a very high privilege to be a founder. So time you look at him, you are privileged. Look, come inside OnPassive. Now you got access. When you are privileged, you have access. When you have access, doors will open to you. Now time door open to you, I tell you, you will get things that can transform, that's like local that you stop long transforming past them family blow you, transforming past them house line blow you, na bia look lo community, na suruki mi go yet, na by look him. How about you country blow me in no time ya? Misa some you me al mama bell blow me and sakirap. Time you cook him kai. You cook him kai stop lo family blow you na you hurry mosem. Or some line pass by lo you na talk mama oh hello. Avino no you hurry up through mama and say normal ya. Arep kasol by singat oi come inside country one bla wara emi saksak emi tanim kam kis one bla nangu pastem only one bla lose one kagana you about lo rot this kan pastin bla kasol na oh bless him come up ya lo help him you lo inap him this la singat bla big man lo life play lo bring him senis you me look lo you me lo Papua New Guinea you me look lo plenty money you go lo parliament lo bring him senis to come out. We're looking for change but our men folks the male men went into the government but cannot bring that change. And I believe this is the platform that women in Papua New Guinea will tap into this platform and literally bring that kind of change that we want to see. So I encourage all of you with Daniel, suppose you stop now, you not come inside yet, please you come inside. You come, how you finding money? No can wait in our man, join him, buy one and blow you, found out blow you. How you find him now, you come. And because something or something, you come inside. Time you come inside, why me look na go? You miss a talk here. One talk and big plus something, talk plus something. So once again, thank you to our mothers, these women out there. And these women are in Port Moresby. And Port Moresby is a very, very, very challenging city. Even though it's the capital of Papua New Guinea, it is very challenging because the weather pattern doesn't allow, like right now, it's very, very hot and windy and sunny, and so some of the ladies you can never make gardens during this time. You cannot plant. This time it's really difficult. The plants will die out in no time. It will be malnourished, and because rain is not coming in abundance. The other provinces in Papua New Guinea is nice and green. In Port Moresby right now, it's dry and dusty and it's terrible. You cannot plant anything. So women out there in Port Moresby, I tell you, the way out and your breakthrough is OnPassive. Nothing but OnPassive. We come inside. I came in last year in August, and I am here. Like I said, if I was here for money, I left long time ago. But I'm here because I want to change humanity, bring hope, purpose, and destiny. That's what we are here for. So thank you, Pops David Bakau, and thanks again, Dr. Bill. And I give it back to Mr. Bakau. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Yes, Dr. Bill, you touched on donated services and charitable services. So the people in PNG context, charitable services, we talk about people like orphanage, orphan homes, and widows, and all this stuff. Donated services are services where we can be able to donate to and help. Now, in PNG, we have people who are benefactors, as the categories are, and campaigners. For me, I will be a campaigner because I want to campaign and generate contributions that we can be able to support these charitable services and donate to causes where it can improve lives of people. So just touch on that two areas, a benefactor and a campaigner. Can you just explain on those two areas?
A benefactor is the one who provides the funds. A benefactor brings people together to support causes, and the one who is the recipient would be the one who's doing the startup of a needed project, startup of a, in Papua New Guinea, maybe infrastructure is needed to do water projects, to bring water to communities. So those people would be, the ones served would be the ones who are on that side of the coin. And so you've got your benefactors bringing the funds and the expertise to do the water, and you've got the people receiving it. Maybe it's the construction crew that needs the help to get the machinery to drill. So that's the way I see it.
Thank you for that. Yes. So a lot of people wanted to help, but the financial resources is lacking, and that's where we have professionals like in your case. You went in for dental services, and you provided the services, but you needed the funding to be able to send you there. And this is where we see OnPassive can help a lot of our causes here, because we have tradespeople, tradesmen, carpenters, builders, architects, engineers, and doctors who want to help, but the funding side of it is lacking. So with OnPassive, with OBless, that is going to really provide that capacity, financial resources to send these people out to the communities to build schools, build hospitals, and provide water, drill water, bring water services into the communities. So
if people want to donate their services, it goes just so far. You've actually got to have materials for them to work with. And so a lot of times the mission has to buy the materials to build the buildings, or to dig the holes and buy the concrete to build the cistern. And it's not cheap, construction is an expensive project. So yeah, maybe OBless is going to be the best thing that ever happened in all of OnPassive.
that's true. Fred Lavaki, you there? Fred would share on his team in Morobe. Is he on or fallen out?
David, he was on there. I think we lost him again.
I see. Okay. Yep. Fred Lavaki with his group in Leh, as I earlier mentioned, they had this cancer facility. That is a national cancer facility where everybody around the country goes there to get the treatment. And now that machine has been off for 20 odd plus years, and people have to, those who have money can travel overseas and pay for services outside. But those who do not have money, they just stay, and then what happens? It's a pretty sad situation here. So Fred and his team have gone ahead and done their research, got the costings and submitted, and we're waiting for Oblast to be able to come on and we can register everything on the platform. And this is where we're going to help the cancer facility. It is a government run the hospital, so we would want to contribute in that aspect as founders of this country. Emily, you there? Emily would share on what she wanted to do.
I don't see her, David.
Oh, she's gone. Okay, we have Runa there. Runa is in one of our gold mining provinces, but that place is pretty rugged. You only reach that place through airplanes. So she's got something that she can be able to share with us. Come on, go ahead, Runa.
Thank you for having me on. David, bami to pisin so biyan you translate him long.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. A recent asking blami la journey mon perceive and blow or less trip projects blow me. One time health center no them clinic that's all. Planting mama almost 40 years ago, 40 years now. Road place where me stop long to telephone and long way to mass. And 1 week walk about, yeah. So all sick man in on a walk about, almost call a balus that's all. Time all man is sick. Also waiting balus lo 1 moon. O 2 moon first time balusika more say go. No got them. Plenty sick man say stop or bell mama or say die. No got 1 plan all member or all I need some help him you me stop or same tassel since independence. Na me say worry through logislana. Me pa any ways and means law. How about me help him this place trip? Let him balus by Ronnie Camlo. Right now, the strips run down. That's why all balus na go Shevisim community or rural strips and Banogat. So 26 to 27 strips, local rural strips na run down. One strip that's all balusi run. Bel blomi burugula despla. Nami come on OnPassive. Na mi harim obless. Mi sawe osem. Obless taso to help him. Mi lo straight him all the slide strip ya. We member blomi no na help him long him or governor or site. OnPassive taso na mi come on lo OnPassive. Lo na tu. Mi plus sod lo balus right now. Mi plus sod lo balus. MAF ino got plenty balus now. Or tunata oli kisimbe golo South Africa one way ball golong em. Mi plagat all caravan tasol. Na ino na operate lo all get strips. So mi talk straight in my strip na one balus can buy Ron. So mi must think long. Bay mampla balus, givim lang MIF, na all baronim, isla balus lo servicing mean people na Papua New Guinea one time. So, big lo ting blo mi lo, come on lo OnPassive employee, no lo helping me at, mi no busy lo mi, but mi busy lo, mi worry lo community blo mi lo, all side blo housing, na side blo strips, na balus. Onem road where mi plakan panim balus lo helping community. Thank you.
Thank you, Rona. Rona is from a district. It's a rural district. It's only serviced by we call it third level airline. They use this one engine planes, small planes, light aircrafts to go into these airstrips. And they used to have about 27 airstrips, but they are now run down, and the services provided by a Missionary Aviation Fellowship. It's a Christian-based organization, but they have this plane that services right around the country. And because of funding, lack of funding, they are not able to have the right planes to be able to service all the airstrips. So some of the services have been withdrawn, and people have to wait up to a month to get on an aircraft to go into a town to get health services, or go into town to get education services and other services provided. So she has gone ahead and registered a founder position for the business, or for the airline, and she's going to like manage it. And she wants to buy an airplane and give it to the fellowship MAF, the company, to operate it. And she wants to fix all the airstrips up so that the people can get services now. Currently, there's only few of them in operation, and the other people, they have to walk about a week, walk to the places where they can get onto the plane, and then they have to wait again. If the plane comes, they will get on, otherwise they will have to wait. So pregnant mothers, they lose their lives while waiting. That is the sad situation. So Runa has she's registered a foundation under that airline company, and she's going to manage it and contribute towards their services. So that's her side of seeing the situation, and looking at Obless, she can now provide that support to the community. Thank you, Rona, for that. Do we have any more? If you want to share. Sorry, go ahead.
Paps, just tokimol sa triman blo Runa. Emo sa mem toki, I'm like buy one pla balus. One time OnPassive now, and buy one pla balus lo. Giving back lo company long. Service in place long, I'm explaining this long all.
Yes, yes, yes. Nancy's just reminded me to say this. Runa's dream or vision is to buy an airplane and give it back to the company to operate and provide the services back to her community. That's what she's looking forward to. And I believe with Obless, she can be able to raise that funds, and also have that funds to continue to support for ongoing services. Thank you, Rona, for that. And if we have anyone who want to share, please put your hand up. You can put your hand up, and we can be able to invite you on. Thank you, Engineer Mike. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, David. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Leadership Council members. I can see Chris, can see Dr. Bill. I can see Robin is always the background. Julie is on, and Chair. So thank you very much again. I want Dr. Bill or any LC member to throw on some light. Oh, that's Cedric Flowers right there. Okay, good evening, bro. Dr. Benny too is there. Thank you. So I wanted somebody to throw us a light about this, about Obless. Okay,
Mhm.
so are we going to, if we have like a campaign, for instance, my locality, I'm from Cameroon in West Africa, and we have these troubles of some of our localities, they don't have hospitals, some don't have good drinking water. So one of my first project gonna be like to bring like water. It can be like boreholes to my locality.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask Dr. Bill or Chris or anybody, where's Maddie? Any of them can answer me this. So do we need to raise a campaign as an individual, or do we need to raise a campaign as using an NGO or a non-governmental organization or things like that, or we just do it as Michael or John Tambia, for instance? Do we do it as an individual, or we do it as a corporation, or we do it as how do you call it, like a non-governmental organization? That's what I wanted
NGOs.
us to be clear, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a hierarchy of support that comes to the official groups. They're going to achieve more because they get recognized and they're official. And then there's going to be individuals who will do things that are very rewarding and laudatory, but they may not get as much support because they're small or they're unknown or they're, you know, less visible. It's like the Red Cross gets a lot more, or the Salvation Army gets a lot more because they're huge and they've put out years and years of campaigning. It'll be the same way with Obless, except for one thing. People in Obless will tend to support other founders. And that'll be the biggest part. You know, the heart of OnPassive is the little man. And so I think we'll stay away from some of the big conglomerate types of charity, and we'll go for individual projects a lot faster. If you ask me, that's what'll happen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bill, for the answer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see with OnPassive and the Oblast platform, I think the individual project aspect would be more impactful. With the existing the charitable organizations, they have their structure and their reporting requirements, and it might take a bit of time before the community or the project owners get that necessary support. It will take time, but for individual projects, it will be directly impacted because the founders is already a big community. We have close to 900,000 founders, and if a project is raised or campaign is made and placed on the platform, I believe our own founders will be the first to donate to the cause, because we know we can understand each other and we feel for each other, and the project can be more transparent. And I think the requirements there will be able to set the criteria to people who want to raise a campaign to meet the criteria in order to be transparent, so that when people donate, they know that the money is going 100% to that particular cause, and none of the money is kept back by the people who are benefactors, but it goes directly to that cause that is being raised on the platform.
Absolutely. I think one word of caution I should put out, that if we get our expectations up too big and we think that 1 million projects will be funded by 1 million people, that won't happen.
Yes,
So we do need to have a priority of what is good in an area, and just not put ourselves too thin, especially as we begin. Pick out the projects that are not $10 million projects. Let's start with things that are reasonable that we can afford and then move up as we grow.
Correct. Correct. Okay, doctor. Have we, anyone want to say something here? You can raise your hand.
David, you know, I gotta say something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm looking at those mothers again. You know what those beautiful mothers in Papua New Guinea do to me. And I listened to everything Dr. Bill said about Obless, and everyone knows Obless is mine. Norel is our favorite. We love Obless because we do know what it's going to do. And what Dr. Bill said is true, is we got to start somewhere, but we got to have like a schedule. But this is how I feel, and I'm going to get emotional about this. When I heard of a woman a month ago that passed away in Papua New Guinea because she didn't have a road to get to the hospital. To me, I'll work and do whatever I can to get the world's attention that, hey, we need roads over there. We need a clinic. We don't want a rundown hospital. We don't want people living in rundown homes. This is what OnPassive is going to do for the world. I'll stand behind Dr. Bill. I do believe Obless is going to get so much attention that many companies are going to follow suit. But my heart is in Papua New Guinea. It's been for months now because of Nancy. Don't ask me what she did, but she definitely turned me around and as a different person. But as I'm just looking at all those beautiful mothers, you know, there's going to be roads. There's going to be clinics. You're going to have great doctors. You're going to have medicine. And my God, if you got to wait for it to rain to get water, to me, that's one of my first projects, right? No country. Engineer Mike's going to get his road. All right, we're all going to start somewhere, but by golly, we're going to start, and we're not going to stop until all this stuff is fixed and everyone's smiling and happy, and no one has to die because there's not a road there or a hospital. That's what I truly believe OnPassive is going to do. And it's all of us that are going to do this. We have to reach out to every single person in the world, big or small. That's what we need to do. We need to do that as a community, as human beings, because every time I get on here, you guys just make me think so much. You humble me. You all humble me. I'm like, my God, I can walk 2 feet. I got a sink with hot and cold water right next to me. And I got to hear that you got to wait for it to rain to get water. That's just not right. This world has got too much value in it for people to suffer. And OnPassive is going to bring you all that value. That's all I got, David. Thank you. God bless Papua New Guinea. I love every one of you.
Thank you, Chris. We love you. Thank you. Yes, you harema. You me lo Papua New Guinea. You me harem brother Chris ya me toka. Belblem em stapon tem you me. Em come na time em join him OnPassive na time em harem webinar blo you me na em harem Nancy em tok. Em yosem touch him lewa blangam na now. Em no sa miss him on pla webinar blo you me. Em sa come lo all gota webinar blo you me. Em sa attend him. Em sa attend him na. Em sa look na. Em sa harem na. Em Chris em on pla man blo help him all gota founders around the world. Em sa we go help him all meeting blo all na. Raise him awareness inside long global community blo you me osem. This like igat on pla kind business osem em stop long em can help him you. Time you come join us and founder, and now this lab business and by helping you, you know not making one pla work. You know can worry yourself. You got sawe lo computer or you sawe lo on internet. You know can worry because you register and this la money you buy company by making work below you. Company by working all got a work below you. You sleep the soul you kirap. You look him and 1 plus something and Mati and brother Mati and me talk. Mati and me introduce him la business lo min and me join him this la company. Emi talk 1 plus something to sell you masawe emosem. You masawe long rousim money lo wallet play you lo OnPassive na salim go inside long bank account play you and 1 plus something to you say all not plus something no can be see. Sawelo Rosu money lo wallet, you go and chat long bank account blue. And now you can walk blue long. So I'll pass it over to Robin. Thank you, Robin. You can speak.
Thank you, David. Gudi hai hey. Epinam nembilong mi emi Robin. And Ola Mama, you are founders. You are responsible now. You have control for your country and the way your lives are going to change. David, I hope you will help to translate afterwards, please. Your
Yes.
leaders, the mamas, the papas, your leaders like David, like Daniel, Freddie, Iman, Joe, who go out there, who help you. But it is the mamas who are going to make the changes. You have the family in your heart. You have the country in your heart. And you are going to be the ones to know where the money must go to help to make the biggest differences. Runa, what you are doing, what you want to do is amazing. To bring airplane to help others. There will be a lot of help for all of you because the mamas are going to be together and they will make this happen properly. And David and Susan and Nancy and Veronica, all together. They are good people, they are integrity. And they will look after all of you together to work together to make Papua New Guinea big, big and special. And you are the example in the world for the rest of us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Robin. Robin, so I walk along all cruise ships before. All ships I see all touristic long Papua New Guinea. And Robin, so I walk along all cruise ships before. Say stop long Canada. Now, companies long Papua New Guinea. About 30 years ago, been so come long Papua New Guinea. Now, looking life, you mean, so long passing, you mean, I'm liking you mean more yet. Awesome, now I'm joining OnPassive. Come here, talk long. This is business OnPassive, yeah. You me all mama, you play all mama, you play all line, works hard. All papa, me plus I work, that's all me plus I slack. That's all mama, you plus all in house now. Time you play kira, nation to move here. Awesome, now. Talk here, awesome. You plus stop lo right place, right time you plug come inside lo this business awesome founder. Suppose you know register yet, long time Nancy talk. Painim desla 390 kina or 400 kina ya. Painim desla money na look him Daniel na by helping people lo register lo association people so that one money you plug kisim ya association too and by kisim na now and by help him work people one dream man mission people and by you play in up him because you plug come up founder underneath lo association people. So thank you, Robin. Thank you very much for your sharing.
Always. Thank you very much, everybody. Papua New Guinea, you're very special to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Bill, you have something more? You can go ahead.
I'm just proud to be part of this process where everybody is pulling together in the same direction. And it's very rare to find something that people can grab a hold of and not have divisiveness about opinion. I think we're all on the same ship, rowing in the same direction, and it's a pleasure. I'm proud to be one of the mamas and the papas of Papua New Guinea.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Dr. Bill. I'm talk here. I'm talking this la business or this la company OnPassive. You know that one company. I mean, sabe pulling more money come one time. Lo one kind dreamer or one kind bell you me got. You mean like passing lo help him yeah. Papua New Guinea. You mean as a sort. I'm culture blame me. I'm passing blame me. That's all. How by me helping me and you become short there, but now I'm OnPassive and one company where I come now me pulling you me all got come. You look him all got a line all stop lo screen yeah, all stop lo all got a country yeah. You me stop in 212 country yeah. So all got a man all got a happy come yeah. Yumi got one kind bell, one kind passing yumi, one kind this la thinking blow halti me yumi come on passive me unite him yumi na yumi come up one pla. Or sem na Dr. Bill talk sem got one pla company say working mo sem lo puli mo kata money got one kind thinking of vision lo come na help him na share him. Got one pla company working on passive ta so la mo bungim yumi all kata ground yumi ka bung lo la platform. So talk hamamas long come up part of the process. So stop inside la process long help him na yumi start ya yumi go ya. Yumi look him start blame na by yumi run go na time company loans now. By yumi stop inside long la process long help him now. So talk hamamas me too me talk me hamamas long me stop one time you lo here. Robin talk hamamas through lo kambungim yumi all kata lo here lo abinun na talk thank you lipla mama na lipla papa. So yumi holy man on top lo la platform on passive na by yumi walk about on them. Hello Noga. Noga, you want to say something? Noga over. Okay, Noga. Nancy? Lucy? Lucy, you want to say something? Lucy is a nurse. She's a nurse at the largest hospital in Papua New Guinea, in the main capital city, Port Moresby. And she and her group, team of nurses and doctors, they also came up with a submission to assist the cancer ward also here in the city, in the hospital here. Come on, Lucy, you can share. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Before I go ahead and talk, thank you, Dr. Bill Williams, for your presentation on OBLES. Me and my team here in the hospital, we have an unfinished project that was, it's a project from the government's project in the hospital. It's a cancer facility. Because of the funding, they didn't complete that facility. So it's the building is just the idle. They're starting to work on it, but I think we still have funding problem. And also we've given our proposals to David for the new hospital buildings. I'm sure David has already sent that proposal over to Ash to have a look at it. The hospital facility that we have now at the moment, it can't cater the whole population of Papua New Guinea that are referred to into our hospital. We have a lot of problems. We have our machines are down, instruments, we are short of instruments and so many things that are not okay in the hospital. I'm just happy that we have this OBLES platform. I was attracted by this platform. So I decided to get my friends so that we can get the proposals from the CEO of the hospital so we could hand it to David. That was my plan. So we did that, and we're looking forward to OnPassive to launch and looking forward for that OBLES platform to open so that we can have enough funding to help the hospital. Thank you so much for all the founders throughout the world. I know that these founders will help us on Oblast platform to fund this project that we have. That's all I could say, and thank you so much, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, Lucy. Yes, the proposals are held and we will submit it as soon as the platform comes on.
Well, it's good to see that you've got the doctors and the nurses all behind that, because you need the medical establishment behind it or it never happen. So you're getting the right people in the right places.
Correct, yes. We have these nurses who are our founders, and then they go and they drag the doctors in. So the doctors are now queuing up also. So we hope to get more of them in so that they can see the vision and see the need, and they can be able to know that help can come from this avenue rather than we wait for donors from through the government sources, which sometimes never comes. Promises are made but never delivered. So yeah, we're so
David,
grateful.
may I say something, please?
Yes, Lucy.
We involve a doctor when to ask for the proposal. I talked to a doctor, and the doctor was interested, and he signed up to OnPassive, and he is the one that pushed for the proposal to be handed over to David. So David was with us, and we handed the proposal over to David. So we have a doctor involved in the hospital, but like Papua New Guineans, they want to see and believe. And we also, we've been talking to doctors and nurses about the OnPassive company. We have a lot of nurses who are involved also, almost in all the units in the hospital. We have 6 units in the hospital. We have a couple of nurses who are involved in, they've signed up for OnPassive, and they're looking forward to leave work and start doing some work for our health system here in Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. All right, Joe, you got something to talk or you talk? Big pupuk.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
Joe.
David.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, me. Okay. I have my here with
Joe,
me, so I have
Joe,
something to say. So can I put him on?
Yes, Joe. Before you talk, before you talk, by me just introduce you as well. Yeah, Joe. Joe is one of our leaders in one of our provinces. He lives in the village, and he's got a big team. The whole community in the village have joined him on OnPassive, and he on our webinars he connects through the vehicle speaker, and he puts the speaker on so everybody can listen, and there's a crowd outside, but a few of them are sitting inside the vehicle. So he wants to invite someone on to speak, so I'll pass it on to him. So go ahead, Ito.
David, good afternoon. David, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
David, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Felix. Okay, Felix. Abinun Loyu. Good afternoon to you, Felix.
Yes, afternoon, David. I think probably but see me, my name and my family's name. We must about seven members of my family. We are member of the OnPassive. So me haram a plani to come on larval clients from Papua New Guinea. There one black person will ask him that, me ask him that, you know, long. I'm a former military man. Also, that's what you've said. In my community, we have about 50 or 50 plus members in my community at Ranabo village. Can you hear me?
Yes, me.
My question here is now planning to now long. Next housing long. Mostly only building a concept board. All right. I put my project also here in the community for Hawan Primary School. Also, what council I'm in a building of la classroom long a community school plumbing here in Hawaiian. OnPassive will contribute to the project. Thank you, David. That's my question to you.
Felix, thank you, lo question
Yes.
you. Thank you, lo question you. Okay, your project that you want to put on the platform. Ose mi platokia. Time company launch or when the company launches and the product is launched and we are able to use it, you can then go through the criteria. Some Dr. Bill put him the presentation. Yeah, I'm same criteria below how you register na one all areas or one all courses. You can put him the project below you go inside. Community project, so you put him this area lo community project lo raise him funding. So time company launch or when the Oblast platform is launched, you can register your project onto the platform and there will be a wallet based on the budget of that project, how much you want to raise in order to complete that project. There will be a wallet raised. When you raise the project, the wallet to that project, and then the amount will be there. So every time there's a contribution coming in, it will reflect what's being collected so far towards that targeted total. After you get that total, then you are the controller of that wallet. So you decide what to do. You pay the contractors or you pay whatever that is necessary to be able to deliver that project for you. Am I right on that, Dr. Bill? You can assist in explaining in that part. Dr. Bill, you want to add on that? He's got a project that he wanted to put on the platform, and how will he manage that project to be able to deliver it when the funds are being allocated?
I don't think the platform will actually manage projects. They'll mostly manage funds to the projects, and you'll have to have most of the standard project management teams and planning. So I think this is a funding mechanism primarily, and it's going to take a lot of work. I know I was doing missions where I was not the main person to organize it. For some places I went, and it was easy. I could just go and serve. And there's other missions where I was the one that managed it, and I was the one that enrolled it, and I was the one that did all the banking. Those are a lot more like having a real job. And so you've got to be looking at the scope of your project. And if it's a big project, you're going to have professional managers to do those things. Like if you're building that hospital for the cancer treatment, it's going to take medical professionals and architects and engineers and all kind of people. So everything you put together won't be coming through just everything done by OBLES, and it'll take some professional help. So don't, again, the warning is don't get over your head doing things that you'll spend money on but never finish. We built a hospital clinic in Omakinu, and we put a generator in, and we drilled an oil well, not an oil well, a water well right next to it. Well, the problem is we drilled and never hit water. So, you know, the best intentions don't always work out. And so after we put in about $20,000 to $40,000 into the dry hole, we gave up and said, there's no water down there in that particular hole. And so, you know, you always have to tailor your expectations to reality. And we want to look at the projects that are put forward and which projects will do the most good for the most people. And the greatest need, it's going to be easy to find the greatest need, but it won't be quite as easy to find the benefactors for every need until we're very mature as a company. But I'm hoping that we can take the idea and it will spread to the world that's not in OnPassive yet. And we'll get corporate donations. We'll get many more donations from outside of OnPassive once they see how it works. Because, you know, this is it's a program that's going to be sold to people as a package deal, as well as individuals. So, you know, a church could buy the OBLES package only if they saw fit. Yeah. They could buy half of what the products are in OnPassive. Somebody could, and so we may have eventually millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of people join. And then you could start taking care of almost every need if you had billions of people. We take the money away from the government and give it to the people. Wouldn't that be novel?
Yeah, just like Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Ashma Forth, Robin Hood. Marty could be Friar Tuck.
Yeah. Yes. Thank
Marina
you, Robin.
could be Lady Marion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Robin, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. You have your hand up.
I'm going to extend a little bit further on that as well, David. And Joe, it's so nice to finally be able to call you by name. I have admired and watched you all these weeks. All that you do with your team and your people, you are amazing. Hi, everybody in the van. I wave to you and say hello to you every week. What I would suggest is that for those of you who have got ideas for projects for your country, those of you who have ideas for your projects in your areas, start to get the information together, collect the costs, collect the information that you need to build something or to implement, to make a hospital. What would it cost? Get the amounts, get the understanding of what it would cost for materials. What could it cost? Maybe the land, maybe the services. How much would it cost? How many people would be needed? Start to put together those thoughts on paper, because when the time comes for you to be able to present this and put these requests and suggestions into OBLES, remember the biggest, most exciting point is that 100% of the money that gets donated to OBLES will go to the cause, will go to the reason, the charity, the foundation. So if you are ahead of this situation, if you are ahead of the time, and you can write down amounts, number of people, maybe even how long But these are guidelines. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but it is a starting point. And then you are managing the funds as founders. If you start in a smaller way, maybe you cannot afford the big hospital right now up in the Highlands, but you can afford the clinic, and you can afford the road to get to the clinic. Put those prices together, make those thoughts a stepping stone, so that as OnPassive gets larger, and as more people come in, and as Dr. Bill is saying, more corporate donations come in as well, so your projects, so the dreams of what you want to create and how you want to help your people in PNG will also grow, and you will be able to do more. I have seen that in another country a long time ago, and taking it step by step in sections that were possible by the people and then by more people from outside of the country, because the governments may not be able to step forward as much as we would all like them to. And sometimes they don't like the fact that people are doing this themselves. But if you have this information, you are in control and you will be able to move your projects forward. So I leave that with you for something for you to consider and work with as well.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we are approaching our closing up time. So if we don't have anything or anyone, there's nobody else to talk. Just anyone wants to share, you can put your hand up. Otherwise, we can be able to wind down this webinar. And I would like to say thank you very much, everyone, for showing up this afternoon in Papua New Guinea. Good morning in your part of the world, wherever you are. I would like to thank you, Dr. William, very much. Appreciate you coming on and you taking us through this platform. This is a platform that is dear to us in Papua New Guinea, and we are looking forward for the company to launch. And as the platform is launched, we believe a lot of our people will be gathering together to put together projects or needs or causes on this platform. So last word from you before we close up, Doctor.
Thank you, David. Thank you, one and all who participated and gave your thoughts, gave your heart's deepest feelings about where we're going with OBLESS and where we're going with OnPassive. I think I want to just leave you with a blessing. I want to pray over your entire country, that you become blessed with much more abundance, that you become blessed with the heart of OnPassive being spread throughout the country, that you have complete harmony as you go forward, and that the fundraising will be abundant, and that all the countries in the world, Papua New Guinea will show the way for everyone else. So I just pray that in the name of Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bill. Thank you, everyone. You can unmute yourself and you can say bye-bye, Abinun, good night, good morning.
Bye. Everybody.
Bye, everyone.